with fear comes like, was I good enough? As a nurse, I'm a great nurse, hands down. If something, I got you. But as a photographer, going into as a photographer, I'm like, ooh, I kind of second guess myself, like, do I really have this? Or especially like when, I don't really have that clientele, like people like, oh, hey, can you do this? Yeah, sure. And, or if it follows through and then it's like, oh, well, maybe I wasn't good enough for them, or, that little person in your head start talking. And so that part, I'd be like, no, you're the bomb. You're the bomb.com.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Life, Language, and Lyrics with Laina. And today I am so excited because I have somebody very special in here with me. I have Miss Chasity Fleming. Hey, Chas.
Hey, sis.
So Chasity is a family nurse or a new family nurse. She's been doing that for a really long time, but she also has been dipping more into some passions that we're going to talk about today. You guys, if you have been watching, then you have heard Chasity in season 1 on the sisterhood episode. So then you would also know that this is one of my childhood best friends. So all the way back from 6th grade. Right.
Yes.
And so we're just gonna get into learning more about you and your passions. Okay, so Jasmine,
Yes.
tell us a little bit about yourself. I already told them that you're a nurse, but what actually does a new family nurse do? Tell us a little bit about you.
Okay. So, thanks for having me again. As Laina said, I've been a nurse for over 17 years. I know, look so young, huh? That's what the good genes do to you. But I am a new family nurse. So really pretty much I go I take care of new mothers and their babies. So I can go down to for deliveries, catch the babies, do postpartum, antepartum. Now we're dibbling dabbling to NICU. So women's services, that's what I do. So hey, if you having a baby, I recommend not having one.
Well,
Just kidding.
dang.
Just kidding. But I know babies are beautiful, but um
Why we laughing so hard already? Okay. Well, okay. How did you get into this?
how did I get into nursing? Okay, so actually I got into nursing really it was for my grandmother actually.
Mm,
Um I was want to be in the medical field. I always my grandmother was diagnosed with cancer
mhm,
and at first I was going to school for a doctor, y'all. And because they had told my grandmother, like they was telling my family that, oh yeah, my grandmother's faking all this time. Y'all, she wasn't faking. My grandmother's going blind, but
mm,
then at the end of her life, they was told us, oh, she only had 6 weeks to live. Come to find out the cancer was going to her brain and she was blind.
mhm,
And so when I was in I was in 6th grade, my grandmother, well, 5th grade going to 6th grade. And then right then and there, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna make a difference. I'm gonna become a doctor because I'm not gonna do what those doctors said. So while I was in school, I was like, uh, I was at TW going to do my prereqs and stuff. And I was working at Baylor at the time. And so one of the nurses was like, hey, what do you plan on doing with this doctor? What you gonna do when you go? And I was telling them, they was like, Chasity, hey, who do you see at the bedside the most? Not trying to put doctors down or nothing, but who you see at the bedside? And I was like, nurses. And it was like, yeah, they was like, you may have the heart to do try to make a change and stuff. She's like, but if you're gonna be your patient advocate, you're gonna, that nurse is gonna be that advocate for that patient. And the more I sat back and I watched, it was true, because when the doctors came in, they said, hey, Miss Fleming, how you doing? You slept okay? You did this? Okay, we're gonna change this medicine. Okay, all right. And they're out the room. But instead of listening to what the patient was saying, and I was like, dang, it's true. The patients are more connected with the nurses, and the nurses have the more say, or hey, this is going on, da 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 da. So I changed. So I did 3.5 years of biology pre-med. And then mom was upset because I changed. She's like, do you? I was like, yes, I know. I said, but at the end of the day, what's gonna give me happiness and stuff? And so I changed over to nursing, and I got my nursing degree, and then I thought I was gonna do oncology because I was like, oh yeah. But when I went and did my when I actually did when I went through that rotation, it was hard for me because I saw a lady who looked like my grandmother, and I couldn't do it. I mean, I literally cried. And my grandmother was fair skinned. She could pass you like she was a white lady because she was that, and her hair was cut low, and I could not do it. And I just cried, and I was like, okay, this is something I can't do. And then I was like, and then with me being a tech, when I was working at the hospital, and I was like, I can't be where I work with someone pretty much where I see them long term, because I get attached to people really quick. And it's just like, it's so crazy because I had a patient. I When she passed, I think I cried harder than the daughter did. And it was like because I saw her all the time, and I built this relationship with this lady. And when I was in school, I used to work on the weekends, and I'm like, okay, Miss Johnson, don't do this. Da, da, da. And she's like, do you know? And I have an old soul. If nobody don't know me, I have an old soul. And I can sit and I can talk, and it doesn't really matter. And me and this lady connected. And so her daughter was like, you know what? My daughter, my mama considered you like one of her children. I said, oh yeah. I said, because we had talked about days out life, and so she just laughed. And y'all, when she passed, it was so hard for me. So I was like, okay. So I knew I couldn't be somewhere where I see you long periods of time. So then I was like, okay. So when I went through my rotation, I'm like, what can I go? Where can I go where I don't see you as much? I can see you just a little short. So I was thinking about, okay, ER, I could probably do ER. And then I went to mother baby. I see you a few days. I'm like, okay. ER, I was really trying to do that, but I think my preceptor, she was a butthole, literally. And she just like, I'm a person like to talk, and like, oh, she's like, no, this fast paced. I was like, okay, I can do it fast paced, but let me tell people what I'm doing, because that's I would want somebody to tell me, okay, hey, I'm finna draw this blood, or I'm finna give you this catheter, I'm finna do. Well, that's why they know what they're here for, and I'm like, I think that's not, to me, I feel like you shouldn't do that. So then when I went to Mother Baby, I was like, okay. I started doing that, and I can able to talk to them, and this is what it okay. So now we're gonna breastfeed, now we're gonna do this. And so that's where I found more connection at. And so that's where I've been at this whole time, and been loving it and doing, and found my joy there. And so people's like, oh, you don't got kids? I was like, no, I found it with that, and voila.
Okay.
That's,
That's really good. I think I knew parts of it. Like I knew it was because of your grandmother, but I didn't know about like the process of figuring out what area you wanted to be in.
yeah.
Which I do understand that because I did the nursing homes, and you are with the same people for a long period of time, but acute care, you are not. You go in, you do your assessments, because I get attached to, which is probably why we connect as well. Okay. And then so we talked about your career, but like, who is Chasity? Who is
Who
Chastity
am
outside of nursing?
Wow, who am I outside of nursing?
Mm-hmm.
Well, when I don't have the blue scrubs on, I will have just regular clothes on and nothing fancy. I am the person who will be in bed watching TV. I tell people, I think the older okay, so it's no shade. I love my mother from here to there to the moon and everything else. But I think now that the older I'm getting, the more I'm like my mama, that I'm like, dang, I did not realize I'm like this woman. Yo, I I'm so stuck in those ways now. It's crazy. But I like to be at the house. In my younger years, I'll be out and like, okay, let's party. And now I'll be at the house watching a good old TV show. If my
Mm-hmm.
friends say, hey, let's uh go out or whatever, I'll do that. But I'm going to get something to eat, me and my dog. So if anything you see or whatever, it's me and Kiba, and she right here on the floor looking at me talk like, okay, you ain't saying nothing about me. So it's me, Kiba, and the TV show. Kicked up, eat some popcorn. Yeah, having a
What
good old
kind?
drink every now and then.
What kind of popcorn?
Okay, so when I went to take care of Laina, she got me on with the little thing. So if I have to pop it myself, I do all kind of flavors. But if I'm gonna be, I have the smart pop. It's over there, the white chip. But so you got me hooked on to the little different flavors you can do, and I just
Mm-hmm.
be mixing them all. But I like to put accent on my popcorn, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then put that little garlic parmesan, and then put some that white cheddar popcorn, and then I put a little mix it with the nacho cheese, mix
Mm-hmm.
it all together. Girl, you got a ball
You
right
ever,
there.
you ever try a little hot sauce on you?
Popcorn. But you know, me and hot sauce, I'm not really spicy with my food and stuff.
Oh, okay. Okay,
Back see back in the day,
we won't
yeah,
go there.
girl, back in the day, I could do all that hot stuff. Now the older I get, I can't do all that hot stuff. I be in bed like, oh Jesus, take me down. Can't do it no more. Hey,
Oh goodness. Okay. So you told us you were regular old girl outside of nursing, regular
very
clothes.
regular. And I go to
But
church a lot. I
you
go to
do,
church a lot.
yeah, you do go to church and
And then I
you
listen to
do
my church
nursing
music.
type things at church.
I do. I serve on the medical ministry at church, and then I check in kids. I can't serve them. No, no. Kids is not my ministry. I check you in and you go back there and you play with them. No. I no.
Okay. Got it. Got it.
Yeah.
Okay. So, but you're here today to talk about moving into your passions, right?
Yes, yes.
So what is your passion career?
So my passion career now is photography. Yay.
Yes. And how did you come to find that photography was something that you wanted to do?
Uh, well, long story. It was not really long. Okay, so I was going back to school for practitioner school.
Mm-hmm.
And I told Elena, my bestie, I was like, okay, I'm gonna do this. She was like, don't you give up. I was like, I'm not gonna give up. And then so I was telling us like, Lena, I mean, I don't think this is for me. She's like, well, Chess, you have to give up. I said, no, Elena. I was like, I just don't feel like this is for me. And so she was like, well, she said, Chastity, I'm sorry. I'm not trying to sound like you, but that's how you
You
that's
mocking
how
me in my face. Okay.
I am. I am. She said, Chastity, I'm not going to accept that you're giving up. You have to give me a whole year or something to see that this is not for you. I was like,
I said
okay.
semester.
Did you say semester? I did. I just did a year, dude.
Did I say year? I can't
I
remember.
don't. I don't know, but I did a year, and I was just like, this is not for me. And I guess, and the reason I was like, oh, and I did it, and it was like, even though I was passing, it was like I was getting depressed, and I was like, I knew this is wasn't for me. I was like, because where I was studying at, I was like, I knew when I did nursing school, and I was like, it was a difference. Nursing school was so hard. It was so hard. I was like, but still, when I was doing it, I was like, yes, I'm gonna do it. I got this. I got this. It was like, it was something that was motivating me. It was pushing me. And it was like, even though it was hard, it was like, I still had that motivation. Like it was like, girl, you got this. You're gonna do this, and this is for you. And but when I was doing this, it was just like it was bringing me down. It was just like I was crying almost every night. And I was like, I don't know if because I was working full time and trying to do this, but it was just like, and then it was one day I was in my room and I was like literally crying. I was crying. And it wasn't because the work was hard or whatever else, because the work was hard. And and I don't know if I can say this, but I was like, write papers and I'd be like, Lynn, can you proofread this and make sure this is okay? Can I say this?
Fine. That's fine.
Okay, because she wasn't doing my work. She just proofread because, baby, Jesus, I had been out of school for some years. But I was just like, but I was in my bed and I was like, Lord, if this for me, let it be for me. But if it's not for me, something has to give because I don't know if I feel like I'm spiraling out of control. And I like the person I'm becoming, I wasn't liking pretty much. You know what I'm saying? It was like all these thoughts was coming to my head that I did not like. It was like, oh, they were dark thoughts. And I don't know how to say it. They were dark, they was really dark thoughts. And it was just like, but then it was a thought that came in my head about photography. And I was just like, so back when my cousin, she was in high school, I went with her to do her senior pictures. And back in the day, I had my little Kodak camera because y'all know, well, y'all don't know.
I know.
But Laina, my mom and them had got me this camera, y'all. I used to take it with me everywhere. Back in the day, you had to put the film in. We had to take it to Eckert's. It was called Eckert's. That's how old I am.
Eckert's is like CVS for those who don't know what Eckert's was.
Yeah.
CVS,
So,
Rite Aid.
yeah, pretty much. Dang. Oh,
Eckert's a long time ago.
a long time ago. So I'll put it in there. And so I went with her to do her senior pictures. So the guy had her and she was like, and I was like, hey, sir, do you mind if I get in there and like help her out with something? He was like, yeah, sure, whatever. So I was like, so I saw some stuff. I was like, oh, can we use that? He was like, yeah. So he let me do some stuff with my cousin. So if you look at my cousin's senior pictures, Dee Dee, shout out to you. You let me help you out. Uh, so I did Dee Dee things. And so I'm having her prop her hands up and everything else. And he was like, that's awesome. He's like, are you a photographer? And I was like, I kind of snubbed at him. I did, I ain't gonna lie. No, I'm in school, medical. I'm going to school for medical. I did. And he said, you know what? I think you'd be a good photographer. And I was just like, okay. And so I said, D, stay right there. And I got my little thing. While he got his real camera and doing all his stuff, right? And so that thought came to me. And I was just like, what? I said, photography? I said, but I'm in nursing. I was like, okay. And then so the more I thought on it, I was like, well, it's not gonna hurt for me to try it. But then at the same time, I was like, then you have the little person on your shoulder, like, but all of my friends, all of my nursing friends are going to school for NP school or already nurse practitioners or doing something with something else. Why won't you do what they're doing? Why are you trying to do something different? That's what I'm like. I'm gonna be the eyeball out. You know what I'm saying? Eyeball out, and I was like, well, but if it's not bringing you joy, life is short.
Yeah.
Why you want another? another title behind your name when you're not even happy.
Mm-hmm.
And so it was like, so I'm like, am I going to continue to do something I'm not happy with? Or I'm going to find joy and take this path and make myself be happy and do something that's going to give me joy.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I have, and then if you look, well, viewers, if you look back in my life, I have always been the one taking the pictures throughout all the years and never noticed that, dang it, I have always had a camera in my hand since I was yay high. And so it's just like, oh, maybe God, maybe that was in my path and I just missed it a long time ago, because I think as a Black person or brown skinned person, I don't know if Black is a brown skinned person.
Black person.
Okay. People try to be politically correct, but they be like, oh, if you're not making it, if you're not something, you know what I'm saying? And so I think for me, that's why I was like, okay, I need to become something. I need to become a nurse. I need to become this. And that's why I never thought to become a photographer. Maybe if I started with photography, maybe I wouldn't have become a nurse in the beginning with, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. But there's always stages in life. So I'm glad I did take the path that I did and am on. And so there you go. That's my journey. And so
I think sometimes, because I think it depends sometimes like how you grow up too, right? Like our parents, they really want the best for us. And so like you said, but I don't know if that creativity part is pushed as much as finding a career. And because I like, even for myself, I don't remember ever being pushed to go in a certain direction, but I did feel like I needed to do this thing. And I think it's because we're also trying to like break barriers. We're trying to like do something different, but then the creativity part gets kind of pushed to the side.
Yeah. Because I know, like, especially like with me, I'm the first to graduate from college from my family, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so it was something big. And it was like, it was expectation. You gotta go to school. You gotta go do this. You have to go. And it was just like, so all these, I have like big shoes to fill. And it was like, oh, I have to make something. So girl, you can't do all that kind of stuff. I think if I try to do something in dance, I think my mom probably I think my mom probably slap the shit out of me. You doing what?
You wanted to dance? Or are you just making an example?
I'm just making an example.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, this is new.
Girl, I can't even hold it. I can barely keep rhythm.
Well, cause that generation, like they like working was the thing. Cause even I tell people sometimes with my dad, when I was talking about the cakes, and I was like, this thing, and I can do this and I can do that with it. And he's like, hold on now. You don't want it to take over your full-time job. You still got your full-time job.
When I told her about
because you
photography,
kind of went out.
Oh, I said, that's what my mama did when I told her about the photography. I was like, yeah. I was like, so mom, I'm not gonna do school. You're not gonna do school. So what you trying to tell me? I was like, huh? You're not gonna be a nurse no more? I was like, I never said I wasn't gonna be a nurse, mama. I was like, I'm not doing school anymore. I'm gonna look into photography. Well, what did that mean? You're not gonna be getting paid. What you talking about?
Miss Freedom about getting them dollars. Okay. I love you, Miss Freedom.
I was like, well, mama, I'm gonna have to grow first, and then I have to work my way. So what you telling me is, I was like, I'm not going to practitioner school. So you might as well X that off your graduation list because it's not happening. Yeah. So
yeah, I think it's harder for them to see, but then once they see it, they get it. That's what I feel like. They get, and they see that there's, because we have the ability to do multiple things. And I don't think that was like a view before, right? It was like
Yeah.
you work, you go home, you either have a family or, you know, you got a dog and and that's it. But like now, like they can see that we have the ability to do a full-time job, but also have this other thing that we love on the side, and you can still make money from it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, let me ask you this, because you told me how you got into doing photography, right? But what is it about photography that you love so much? Because I also remember you always being like, I gotta get a picture, or asking other, can y'all take a picture of us? Can you take a picture? Can we get a picture? Can we get a picture? So I know that it's always been there. Although I will say, I was gonna ask you, why didn't you take the photography class with me in high school? You didn't have room?
No, I think at the time I was doing wholesale. I was doing
Oh,
other
health
stuff.
occupation. Yeah,
I was doing health occupation. I was doing other things. And then, I was in, of course because I don't know, did you get out of band? Because I stayed in band. I
I got out.
Yeah, you got out of band.
No, we went to color guard. Oh no, I did quit first. I quit first. And then
Yeah,
everybody trickled on after. Did you stay senior year though? No, you were mascot.
I was mascot. Sam?
You was a Texan being a Texan.
It was like I was busy. I was doing things and then
Yeah.
trying to have boyfriend and stuff.
I still got that picture. Um, you remember when I took the class and I used to do my assignments like right before we got to school.
Are you
And
told me to run or something?
you were supposed to be running, and I got you from the side. It was supposed to be something moving fast, but it was not fast.
No, it was supposed to be. You should have, now that I'm thinking about it, you should have just put a picture of a car. Because
We was
I think
already in
it's,
the parking lot.
but cars be driving through,
Not fast though.
but it's fast enough. It was faster than me. Because I'm like slow motion. Like
I'm
I ain't
gonna
trying to
pull
get
that
busted
out
before
next time
school
I go
start.
home. Okay, so tell me what you love about photography, Chance.
Okay, so with photography, I like the fact that I can bond. It's always with the bonding.
Mm-hmm.
I can bond with my client, but also it's like there is you capture a moment, whatever that moment is. It's freezing
Mm-hmm.
time, and
Mm-hmm.
so I have the ability to whatever. If you're pregnant and you want a maternity shoot, that you have that moment right there in time where you
Mm-hmm.
have that bundle of joy inside you. You like, you know what? I did that. Or
Mm-hmm.
you have like graduation, like, you know what? I'm gonna have this before I go into this next chapter. I'm gonna get this joint and everything else. I have the joy of bringing somebody else happiness or whatever. And even though I did my first wedding at a courthouse, but it was awesome to be like somebody is showing somebody love.
Mm-hmm.
That moment, it was just like I get to have that time capturing those moments of freezing time, cherishing those moments with them, with my clients. And so I enjoy that. I really do. It's something
Yeah.
magical about freezing the moments, times of the precious moments.
Yeah. I can tell too.
And that's hence my name, Q.C. Moments.
Yes, you better throw that in there.
Yeah, Q.C. Moments
Yeah, because we
photography.
didn't say the name of your company. Yeah, I remember you going through that process of like realizing that this program is not really what I want to do. And I could tell, you were not happy, and you wasn't happy with me sometimes. But when you got into photography, I will say that that's probably like the first time that I've like in all the years we've been friends, like you get excited about stuff, but I've never seen you as excited as I have about photography. Like, you even talking about it now, your face just lights up and you just be glowing, and you just always excited, and you always, and I love like when you finish a shoot and you call me and you like, let me show you these pictures.
I know they ain't even edited yet. I was like, but wait to edit them. Wait till.
Yeah. So
But
now,
you know,
oh, go
oh,
ahead,
sorry.
go ahead.
No. But you know that I appreciate you pushing me though, because I wouldn't have known,
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't have known. So I appreciate you, like, you know what, Chastity, at least give it a year or whatever, to see if this is really what you want to do. Because if not, um, I I could have still been just like, okay, just following. I could have still been following the trend.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So,
Mm-hmm.
with everybody else, I could have just, because it's easy to be like, you know what, everybody else is doing it, I might as well do it. So I'm just
Mm-hmm.
gonna, and then also I appreciate that you didn't judge me and you was my best friend and you was like, you know what? And when I told you no, and I told you about photography, you was like, you know what? Let's look into it. Let's find some classes for you then. I was like, are you serious? He's like, yeah, I'm sure there's some, and you started looking, she started sending me some stuff. I was like, that's my bestie. I think it had a tear in my eye. I think because you're the first person I really told, because I think we had a
Mm-hmm.
conversation that night, and it was just like, hell yeah, thanks, because a nigga was struggling. But yeah, it was good. I appreciate you, sis. If I
Oh,
didn't
well, thank you.
gave you your flowers, I appreciate you listening and hearing my cry.
Oh, well, thank you. Because I feel like you would do the same. As far as photography, because anybody can just pick up a camera and take some pictures, right?
Yeah.
But you also now, like, you got to edit, you got to do all this other stuff, you got to know angles and all of that. So how have you been moving to like refine your craft?
Okay, so well, like I said before, I did a few courses to first of all to even try to I thought, well, of course, people like, oh, because people think, oh, let me just get a camera and start taking pictures. You could do that, but
Mm-hmm.
and a lot of people like try to put it on auto and take pictures. You can do that, but then
Mm-hmm.
your camera is working for you.
Mm-hmm.
But if you want to do manual and change your shutter speed or your ISO and all this stuff, you have to really work at it. So what I did was I signed up for different workshops, and there was a class now they're shut down. That was so sad. Like they sent me a
Mm-hmm.
little letter. Um, but anytime that I had time off, they had little classes, I would go and take little workshops or whatever else. I have online workshop that I'm still working on. And then you go at your own pace. I do that, and then it's a place in Fort Worth. I do editing stuff. It's a class, and normally it's a one-on-one because I guess people don't show up. I be glass one-on-one too, because when it comes to computer and stuff, y'all, I'm kind of on a slow bus. And so, yes, but it's like, and we can take our time one-on-one, and it's like the more I learn, like, so is it I really enjoy it. And so, and like Laina said, when I was learning stuff, oh, I would call Laina. So they said you have to do like this. Girl, I ain't know that, but now I do. And so, and then this last editing class I just took, I found out how to smooth, how to round people, make them like looking like hourglass. I said, oh, check it
Oh,
out. So, I be trying to work on some of my pictures. Now, don't be asking me to do this for y'all right now, because
you're gonna be looking
y'all
like a
gonna be
cartoon.
I'm like a cartoon character trying to work. I'm like, okay, she said do it like this, do like this. So, but it's still I'm perfecting my craft at it, and
Mhm.
so and And so, but the problem is I be trying to be too hard on myself, but that is what I'm trying not to do. I'm like, okay, Chassie, you just learning this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Now, nursing, I can do like still give your time grace because at first it wasn't like that. So now
Yeah.
you have to give yourself grace too. I expect me like, I got this. No, you don't. Not right now. Give yourself grace.
Oh goodness. Okay, now let me ask you about some of the shoots that you've done. What is, and I know you've done a few and it might be hard to choose.
Okay.
Which one of your shoots has been like your favorite? Oh, no, actually, which one is the one you're most proud of that you've been the most proud of so far?
So far, proud of. Ooh, that is hard.
That hurt. Okay, you want to do like a top 2 or 3?
Okay. I'll do top three. Three. Okay, so I love all my shoots, right?
Mm-hmm.
For different reasons. I enjoy doing one of my senior pictures. It was Jania's senior pictures. I guess she was open to whatever. She had her vision, but she was like, okay, whatever, I don't care, let's do. So it gave me range, free range to do whatever. So
Okay.
that was like, okay, cool. Uh oh man. Oh, dang, Laina.
Okay, you mentioned one though. So you mentioned one.
No. Okay,
Okay.
I liked our photo shoot that
Okay.
I did with you because it was like a branding one.
Yeah, Chastity did my headshots or like some professional
Yeah,
photos for me that are
yeah, yeah, yeah,
like
yeah.
most of my, they're my profile pics on most of my pages.
So that was fun, and um, um, trying to have her pose and everything else, and so she was like, "Okay, wait, okay, wait, I should wear this shirt. Okay, let
Because
me say."
I'm not a great poser. It's so uncomfortable. I'm like,
So that was fun right there. And then let's see, I don't know, my babies. Oh goodness.
ooh, I I have to say, I love the baby photos. Every single one of them. They are all adorable.
I can't say my niece because she was horrible.
Don't
I
call her
can't, I love her,
that.
but I
Don't
can't.
say that.
No,
She
she
was
was.
challenging. Don't say she
mm,
was horrible. It
no,
was
she was horrible.
challenging. It
No, she
was
was horrible.
challenging.
Okay, you say that, I say horrible. Either way, I love her. She's my Sour Patch Kid. And I knew since she was a baby, she was gonna be challenging to take pictures of. But um, I don't know. I think Claire, when she was first born, I think she was the sweetest one.
Which one was that?
My first baby ever picture I ever
Oh, the
did.
first. Okay.
But
Okay.
also at the time, you have to realize at the time, none of my stuff, it was like, if you look, everything was wrinkled. I didn't know what I was doing. I was just taking pictures. I was just happy to take pictures.
Yeah.
And so it's like, yeah, yeah. But still, she was just super sweet. And I just laid her, and I think her pictures was like, yeah. But everybody pictures, if I didn't name you all your, I love doing all your pictures, but
Yeah. I mean, I know I put you in a tough position to
you
answer that
did. And they
question.
like, she ain't taking my pictures again.
Because I mean, you put them all up, so I know that you love them all.
Yes,
Um, is there any one of your shoots that has been the most memorable?
I have two.
Oh, okay.
So I was doing a baby picture.
Mm-hmm.
Miss Danetta grandson. You know how when I had did I had did a reel when the baby pooped, like I had did like, and he pooped, I threw the camera down. If you
Yeah.
haven't seen my reel, it was really that. So I wrapped him up, and his mom was like, "Yeah, and he had his diaper on and everything. Baby, this boy pooped. It went
Ooh,
and
I
I
see
said,
those on
and
Instagram and the poo be falling everywhere. And
I said, and I was just like, but you know what? I can deal with poop. I can't deal with throw up. So it's
I
like, even
know
though my
that's
nurse are like, I can deal with poop. I can't deal with throw up. You throw up, I'm out of there. I'm like, you on your own. Best look to you. And so I'm like, and so she was like, I think he's pooping. I was like, okay. And he was just like, and so I'm like taking
mm,
the pictures, like, let us, it's all right, it's all right. I say he's wrapped, da, da, da. When we lifted him up, poop was everywhere. I said, holy moly. Oh, it was like literally everywhere. I was like, okay, I think it's gonna be our last year. She was like, she felt so bad. She's like, I guess we can. I said, girl, that's why I have washer and dryer. That's why I have a washing machine. Don't worry about it. I was like, I had to tell her, to like, okay, okay. And so you know how to. But then my other member, my niece, they was like,
mm,
oh, you know, you're supposed to play like white noise to keep them quiet, let them feed first. I done did the research, right?
mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
I'm like,
mm-hmm.
I'm doing all this. So we fed her first, had the little white noise playing. Nothing worked on this little Sour Patch Kid. It said as soon as I got my camera, she was like she was like literally fighting me. And I was like, what is wrong with you?
She
And
said
then
she didn't want to
so
take no pictures.
she didn't. And to this day, she still is like, she just fights with the camera. I'm just like, you know what, Amari, I love you, but I ain't gonna be taking your pictures. No, no, no. I love you, but
Oh,
she was the one
poor Mark.
that, but Aiden was like, come on. Then we had tried to put Amari on his chest to take the picture. And she was like fighting him, like she's a fighter. She is such a fighter. We tried to put him on his on Aiden's chest, and all of a sudden, she was like pushing, 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 and she just started tumbling. And they started yelling at Aiden. Y'all not gonna yell at my baby. He did exactly what I said. Hold her like that. It ain't my fault that she's bad already and
Don't
started
call
pushing
her
him.
bad.
She was.
You're not supposed to
And
call them bad, Chassie. You speaking that over her.
well, she was terrible. And she rolled right off of she did exactly what she did. I'm telling you. And we try to calm her down, and she hit the floor. And so they were like, and then she'll cry. You have nobody to blame but yourself. Because you had one job, and that was to lay still on your brother's chest. That's all.
God,
I got
oh
the
my.
whole thing. You can see it while she was in his lap, and then on his chest. I got it in slow motion while she was tumbling. Do, do,
You
do.
just still snapping photos while the baby
Yes, ma'am.
rolling.
Yes, ma'am. I ain't moved. Yes,
God,
ma'am.
God.
I did.
Oh man, girl. So, Chastity, what have you learned about yourself while moving into or stepping into your passion?
I've learned that with God I can do anything.
Mm,
Um, and not let take over.
mm-hmm.
Because fear can set you back on a lot of things.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
and also I wasn't really, and also with fear comes like, was I good enough? Am I
Mm-hmm.
good enough to do this?
Imposter syndrome.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Because it's hard when I feel like, because as a nurse, I know as a nurse I'm a great nurse, hands down. If something, if you, I got you. But as a photographer, going into as a photographer, I'm like, ooh, I kind of second guess myself, like, do I really have this? Or especially like when, I don't really have that clientele, like people like, oh, hey, can you do this? Yeah, sure. And, or if it follows through and then it's like, oh, well, maybe I wasn't good enough for them, or, that little person in your head start talking. And so that part, I'd be like, no, you're the bomb. You're the bomb.com. It's just like is that part of letting me see myself as you're good. You know, keep your head up and don't give yourself give yourself grace and keep moving forward, whatever. And that's on my tagline. I just said keep moving forward. I have to put that on myself. Keep moving forward. Keep moving forward, because whatever comes your way, roadblocks gonna come. But even though they come, you got to keep moving forward, because what's for you is for you. It may not look like how I think it should look, but it's gonna eventually, it will blossom into where it's gonna be. So my plans and hope for my business is one day I won't be in nursing full time, and hopefully my photography business take off where I can just do nursing just part-time, and I can just really focus on my photography business. That is my goal in life, is to really be my own boss and have like little minions underneath me.
Yes. You better do that, girl.
Not minions, but they like, you call me a minion, like, worker.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I was gonna ask you what you would say to someone who was afraid to step into their passion, but I kind of feel like you just told us.
Yes, you have to
Yeah.
do it. Just go for it. You don't have to go. You don't have to do it, and don't let nobody stop you. And the good thing about having surrounded people who believe in you, and I am so blessed to have so many people who believed in me. Like my auntie, if I can show y'all my little room, pretty much I bought some of the things, but my Aunt Teresa filled, when I told her that I was doing photography, I was like, Auntie, I'm going to photography. She go somewhere, Chasity, hey, I saw this backdrop. I got so many backdrops. It's not because I don't bought them. It's because she done bought them. She done bought me this little grass rug. She bought me this thing. So instead of me toting everything around, she bought me this wagon. My Aunt Teresa, when I say she have invested in my business, and so when she asked me to do things, I would jump on it. And then so she'd be like, oh, so I think she's having her party. She was like, hey, Chasity, I need, could you be my photographer? Oh, ain't you I do, you're not doing nothing for free for me. And I was like, but then I'd be feeling bad, because I'm like, you don't purchase half of my stuff for me. My lighting, like some of my lighting stuff, she done purchased for me. And I was like, Amy, you done did so much for me. Kia, I don't know if y'all can see my shirt. I'm gonna stand up so you can see my shirt. But my bestie, my other bestie, so like one of Christmas, she got you some mics for your podcast,
Yep.
right?
Yep. I still got
And
it.
so she got me some little shot glass of it. I don't drink a lot, but she got me a shot glass of
Ah.
of of lenses for photography lenses, that she got me this shirt, and it says, I got it on, I have all the stuff I need as a photographer.
Yeah. Cute.
So yeah, so the good thing about having people surrounding you, like people who believe in you, that is the most important thing. Laina, I mean, she put me on, sis, you need this, because like honestly, Laina helped me with my webpage. Okay, it's granted, I haven't posted it yet. It's there. I have
It's
to pay for it.
forthcoming.
It's
Forthcoming.
forthcoming. I'm telling you, but it's together. But but you know, it's just like everyone who's been in my life who has been who has helped me succeed my dream and who's pushing me. And it's just like I'm so blessed beyond measures
Yeah.
that I have all these wonderful people in my life who believe in me. And it's just like, and then and this is another blessing. I hope I don't cry. So my auntie, I'm telling her, I was like, yeah, you know, I need to get another camera because, well, she's not my auntie, she's my cousin, but you know, country people,
I know.
we call everybody auntie when they just our cousins. I don't know, whatever. But I was telling her, Aunt Wissy, I said, Aunt Wissy, ain't her name, y'all, but we call her Aunt Wissy. Sorry. So Aunt Wissy, like I said, I just noticed when I was doing Janaya photo shoot that I need another camera. I said, luckily, luckily Janaya was my cousin. I was like, and she didn't have a problem. I said, but with me checking out my different lenses,
Yeah.
if it was somebody else, they probably would have had a problem. So she was like, Chassie, you know, I have a really good camera. I shoot with a Canon, right? And so she was like, I have a Canon and I have a Sony. She's like, you know what? She's like, I have to go look for it. She said, but I don't even use those cameras. She said, they really brand new. She said, I can give you those cameras. I said, oh, ain't I pay you for? She said, I didn't tell you pay for them. I said, I give them to you, girl. The tears. I was like, she's like, I
Oh.
have to find them, Chastity. She said, when I find them, I'll give it to you. And it just touched my heart. She said, I looked at Janaya senior picture. She said, Chastity, those are some good pictures. Well, I'm finna start crying. But it's just like how people just, she was like, I see your work. And she said, you do a damn good job, Chas. I was like, oh my God. I said, thank you so much. And not to just, I was just like, okay. I was like, and then and probably like, in my mind, like, she probably saying that because she's my family. But then I see like my Christmas picture people put and they use my Christmas picture. I'm like, oh shit. And I know some of them not to be the best, but it still touches me.
They're good. They're good.
It,
People love them. I'm using mine.
and so I really like when I do see my picture and people use them, the people be dancing like, that's how I be like,
Well,
that's
you
how I
and
really
look, your Aunt Teresa, she a supporter anyway. I'm gonna call her my Aunt Teresa too. I I feel like I just started buying vanilla. For 3 years, I ain't had to buy vanilla. And
yes,
look, vanilla, almond extract, cinnamon.
baby.
She loaded
Once
me down.
I know she's like, Lane do cake, don't you? Give her all this. I said, uh, okay.
I
Like,
was like, thank you. And look, even with the cake, I was like, oh yeah. She's like, no, no, I'm paying. I was like,
yes,
yeah,
it's something about that. It is
it
something about
is. It
when
is.
people is always not looking for a free handout.
Mm-hmm.
It's something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Sorry. I'm sorry. Got a little too right.
you you fine. You fine. Where we get to
Oh,
talk a little bit about music.
oh Jesus.
Yes. What you mean, oh Jesus?
That's what it's gonna be. Oh
I'm
Jesus.
not gonna ask you to sing.
Some of them I know the words too.
Okay. Well, I mean, you do what your heart, what you feel, okay? Okay. So, um, I'm a, I like this section because I also really love music. And so with the topics that we talk about, I like to also get an idea of um the songs that you feel connected to, right? To kind of help us know a little bit more about the people that are on the show. So first, I want to know from you, what is a song that you listen to that keeps you motivated or motivates you to keep pushing? Because you said
Wow.
you keep moving.
Yeah. So I have a, because, okay, so if, like I said, I pretty much all listen to gospel music. So gospel music, I like gospel music, everybody. And all of my songs gonna be gospel. I'm just telling you right now.
Except
But
unless it's 90s R&B.
y'all still
We
listen to
do
90s
have
R&B,
some,
but
yeah.
but if you in my car, we listen to gospel.
Yeah.
We listen to gospel. And so if I'm doing hype songs, is well, and I know the song I'm the song I'm gonna say
Okay.
right now is not really gonna be a hype song,
Okay.
but it keeps me going. Um, but the two people, Todd Tribbett and Pastor Mike.
Mm-hmm.
That's I like those. They the hype person,
Yeah. I do
but
like Ty Tribbett. I listen to him quite a
yeah.
bit too.
Yeah. He good. But Michelle Williams, when Jesus says yes, nobody can say no. When Jesus says yes, nobody can say no. That's my song. I'm not worried about a thing,
Boom, boom, boom.
cause I know you are shining me something. Where you lead me, Lord, I will go. That's my song, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then with Pastor Mike, the other one is I got it. I got it. I got it. You got it. You
Mm-hmm.
got
Oh,
it.
I like that one too.
Yeah. I'm like,
That one got a nice beat to it.
yeah. So if y'all haven't heard that, y'all need to go listen to those. I mean, yeah, Michelle, everybody got it though. But
Everybody done heard that one. Yeah.
yeah, but Pastor Mike, that one, I
I got
use,
it, I got it.
yes. But I had a blast in my car like it. I don't know who newest rappers on, but you'll swear I would listen to some. Yeah, that's how I be.
Okay. So what about who you listening to, or what are you playing um when you need to be lifted during difficult time?
Ooh, so to well, again, this is I again anything gospel, but um Ty Tribbett's song is it will I know it's kind of crazy. Be all right.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Um, it's a um, it's gonna be all right.
Mm-hmm. That's
It's gonna
pretty
be
much it.
yeah, pretty much. But then the song that it'll make me cry is his name is Zacardi Cortez.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Lord, do it for me.
Yeah.
Lord, do it for me. Oh Lord, do it for me. Lord, I have a problem. Only you can solve. So Lord, do it for me. Yeah.
I'm gonna whisper it. I'm gonna whisper it slowly because don't nobody want to hear it.
Yeah, that is my son,
I
girl.
do like that one too.
I think when my grandpa was transitioning over, or I don't know if he had just passed over and that son was playing, and it
Mm-hmm.
was me, my mom, my aunts. We was all in the room and that son came on, and no, he was transitioning, and we was all in the room, and it was like that song is the
Mm-hmm.
song, and woo, and now and I know like when you hear a song and that song is already powerful, and
Mm-hmm.
then when you be like, oh Lord, only you can do it. It's like,
Yeah.
'cause I can't do it. I need you to do it for me. You have to do it for me. So yeah.
Yeah. Those are good ones. That Ty Tribbett, I also like One Night. Is it called One Night or
Yeah,
Only One
it's
Night?
like only one night. Yeah. When he
Cry
it's
Man,
like
do it for a night. Only
but
one
only
night
one
though.
night though. Only one night though.
If you sad, make sure that you're sad. But
Hey,
only one night though.
If you're stressed, only
sometimes it be more than one night, but I be trying.
But only one night though. Hey,
Yeah.
only one night though.
Okay, now what about when you just need to relax and chill? What you listening to?
I'm putting on Pandora, and
Mhm.
I am listening to. I say, actually, play the Walls group, the Walls group, or Isaac Curry, Isaac Curry Radio, whatever it is playing. That's what is going on.
They
Yeah.
are good. With the Isaac Curry station, does any
Mhm.
R&B ever come into that? Because his music is also kind of,
Yes.
he makes
Yes.
like the love songs for couples and stuff.
Yes. Because what's the name? The Ugly Man. Um. Oh, he ugly.
Oh,
It's okay.
oh
It's
no,
ugly
you
people.
know that. Can you
Yeah,
give
sure.
me like a different description?
Mm.
Well, you
Man,
talking about all this gospel music and you all this.
it's okay. Everybody not meant to be pretty. I mean, I'm sure I'm not pretty in some people's eyes, but it's pretty in the eye of the beholder. Is what it is.
Oh,
To me, the guy's not attractive. He may be attracted to other people, but he not attracted in my eyes. So
okay.
to me, he ugly. What's his name?
I don't
Sean.
know.
What's his name?
I don't know what
See
you
you.
talking about. Seal is a singer.
I know you don't cut it out, but it's okay, sis.
Oh, I'm not cutting it out. I'm not cutting it out. Oh,
But
Jesus.
yeah, but they
Let's
play. He play. They
let's
play
go to the
chosen.
next category. Okay, now that you done told us that,
Okay.
can you give me a song that best represents you when you are at your best?
Well, again, I think I have to, but I think "Moving On" by Jonathan McReynolds, McReynolds
Mm-hmm.
and Molly Music.
Yeah.
Moving on. I'm moving on. Uh, uh, uh. I'm not done feeling.
The rear view can't compare to what God will do in my life. I don't know
So
all the way. I know it when I'm listening to it, but and just so y'all know, I do not ever proclaim myself to be a singer,
me
but
either.
I love to sing.
Me too.
Okay.
That's why we get along so well. And then James Fortune,
Mm-hmm.
Dear Future Me, will I trust again? Dear
Oh, I
Future
don't think I
Me.
know that one.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. You literally gave us all gospel songs. And then you do, that's what you listen to in the
I
car.
do. I do. And but when people if I'm with somebody and like my niece, she's like, oh, here we go. And then I'm like, okay, well, if you're gonna listen, we're gonna listen to something, we're gonna listen to something I want to listen to. I'll put on some 90s R&B. So it ain't gonna be like bust it wide open, bust it, bust it, bust it, bust
Oh,
it. So
I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready.
just saying it's going that's why I do not know what is current these days. So if somebody asks me, I cannot be on the show, they be like, you don't want me on your team for current songs because we gonna lose for sure. I don't know current songs. They be like, that is who that girl, Sexy Red. I'm like, who? Sexy. She sing. I said, girl, I don't
Don't
know
sing
that.
it. Don't sing it. Don't.
I don't know it. I don't know it.
Oh, girl, you have made me laugh today.
Well, I'm
Okay.
glad, sis. That's our
Okay, Chastity.
that's our phone conversations.
Yeah. Dude, let me get myself together.
Okay.
Right. Now, last thing I'll ask you for
Okay.
the lyrics part. Not necessarily music, but do you have any like affirmations, scriptures, quotes that you can share that you usually like to read or say to yourself?
Okay, so there's a few as man, even my nursing friends know this, and
I
everybody
know the
knows it.
first. I know what you're gonna say.
Everybody should. Hey, that's the
Because you've
one
been
everybody
saying that since we was in middle school.
in middle school I probably came out saying it. Philippians 4:13. I can do all things through Christ
Through
that
Christ who
strengthens me.
strengthened me.
Yes. I think I got a mug that said my
Yeah.
one of my one of my classmates from my nursing school. She was like, "You said so much, I had to put it on your mug." I was like, "Well, thank you." She's like, "I know your favorite color is blue and gold. I think you was a part of sorority." I was like, "She's a white girl. She was a white lady." And I was like, "Thank you, Taryn. I still have that mug if you watch it." But then, so as time goes on, Second Chronicles 15:7, it says, "But take courage, do not let your hands be weak, for your work shall be rewarded." So that's a good one to have.
That is a
Yeah.
good one.
And also, success is peace of mind, which is a direct result of self-satisfaction, the best of which you are capable. That is John Wooden. He said that. I don't know who he is, but he said it.
Okay.
This quote is said by somebody who is unknown that I'm going to say. I thought it was very interesting. Well, no, it's really good. You learn more from failure than from success. So don't let it stop you. Failure builds up character. That's very true,
That is true.
especially in my business. So even when I feel like some of my pictures is not up to par, I'm like, you know what? That's art.
That's a great way of looking at it. But everything you do, you learn something from it, right? So even if
Yeah.
you do something, you try it and it doesn't work, then you recognize, oh, if you got good problem solving skills, then you're gonna say, that actually what that is called is metacognition. That didn't work. Let me try it this way the next time.
Yeah.
Mhm.
There you go.
Mhm.
There you go. And the last one is I don't compare myself to others. The only person I compare myself to is the person I was yesterday. And as long as the person I am today is even the tiniest bit better than the person I was yesterday, I'm meeting my own definition of success. I think that is awesome.
That's good. That's good.
So I think I gave you some affirmation in there, some scriptures, and I gave you some quotes.
Yes, you
All of
did. Yes, you
them.
did. Yes, you did.
I
And I
follow
loved
instructions,
it all.
ma'am.
I loved it all, Chastity. Well, look, can you tell people where they can find you and find Q&C moments?
Um, well, you can find me on the block.
Not the block.
No. You can find me on Instagram at q.c.moments. You can find me on TikTok at q.c.moments. My webpage will be up momentarily. And that will be up. By the time this be up, it probably be up, really, though. I just gotta pay for it. That's all.
I will put all of Chastity's info in the show notes as well. Um, Chastity,
Yes,
when I
ma'am.
tell you that this has been a joy, I knew I was gonna have a good time, but I didn't know my cheeks was gonna be on fire.
Why they on fire, sis?
Girl, I've been laughing. This is the only other time that my cheeks have hurt this much was when I had the butlers. Oh, check out season 2. Season 2, episode 2 on Black Love, the butlers.
Oh,
They
I
went
love
to,
them.
we
I go
all
to
went to
church with
high
them.
school together.
Yeah, I go to
Well,
church
we
with them.
didn't go to high school with Tanika, but she went to church with me. We went to church together.
Oh, y'all went to church together, and then
Yeah.
I go to church with both of them.
Yeah, right. Small world, small world. I have truly enjoyed this. I thank you so much for coming and sharing your story of your passion profession and how you are going from the hospital to the studio. You've shared a lot. You shared a lot of things, some personal, right? Your personal journey. Told us a lot of some really good like motivations for pushing forward and not feeling like you have to be stuck in something you don't want to do. And I just, as always, enjoy the conversation. So thank you so much for joining.
Thank you for having me. I really am truly blessed to let everybody else hear my story. Thank you for allowing me to be here so everyone else can hear what I have to say. And I know I probably talked
That's what
way too
podcast is
fast.
for.
I
That's
know,
what
but
podcast.
sometimes, I
Oh, too
talk a
fast.
little too fast sometimes because, I get excited and half the times people like, wait, what? And sometimes I don't even be knowing half that I'm saying, but I'm glad you know what I'm saying because you my bestie. You had to put up with me for so many years, more than half. I don't want to say because we are whining. Fine, whine.
Oh boy, girl. All right, sis.
Well, thank you so much. I appreciate you. And yeah, until next time we meet again.
All right, y'all. Until the next time.
I'm like a little kid. Bye bye.